If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, LL Cool J claps back at a troll, and DaBaby stops a fan from grabbing his chain. Plus, Grizzley does a song dedicated to his aunt. Let's talk hip-hop.
They call me Big LA. Big Silly.
Yo, this is hilarious, right? Because LL Cool J yesterday, right? Nobody asked him, right? This is like, you know that meme where it says like nobody, and then it has like something mad funny, like somebody doing something like nobody even asked you to do, right? Well, this is real life LL Cool J yesterday, right? So nobody asked LL Cool J, right? It wasn't like, yo, LL, what they call you? You know what I'm saying? But yesterday he goes on Twitter, right? And he's like, they call me Big LA, Big Silly, but he types it out, you know what I'm saying? And of course that's the lyrics from his song Head Sprung, right? And it's just so funny, right? Because a troll like sees this and claps back at him, and they're like, nobody ever called you Big LA, right? And then LL Cool J responds and he's like, nobody ever called you nothing, LOL, right? Which is hilarious, right? So LL had time yesterday, basically, all right? But this whole thing is funny, right? Now, all right. I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? Now, you know, sometimes if somebody's like, oh, hey man, who's in your top 5? You know, let's say LL's in your top 5, right? I don't know, DMX, Jadakiss, and LL, right? You're gonna call him LL. You ain't gonna call, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if you just really wanna be really different, you might say, oh, hey, who's in your top 5? Oh, I don't know, Rakim, David Banner, and Cool J, right? Sometimes I hear people call him Cool J for some reason. It was like, yo, you saw that new Cool J? Whatever, right? And that's a little weird to like take off the LL and just call him Cool J. Most people call him LL, right? Or some people use the whole name. Ladies, LL Cool J, or ladies love Cool James, call him James Smith or whatever, right? But come on, if you're like, yo, hey man, who's in your top 10? I don't know, Joe Button, Fabulous, and Big LA? like, who is Big LA? Like, even if somebody has said that to you, you'd be like, who? You know, like, come again? Like, pardon me? Like, who was in your top 5? You know, Big LA, you know, LL Cool J. Like, nobody, look, the fan was right. Nobody calls him Big LA. I've never heard anybody in the history of ever refer to LL Cool J as Big LA. But you know what? LL had time. It was hilarious. It was funny. And let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so DaBaby is performing, right? And it looks like it's in a club, right? It doesn't look like he's on stage or anything like that or at a venue. He's pretty much like down in like the crowd, right? Or maybe like a little above the crowd, but when you're in a club, they'll have a platform, but you're not really that far away from the crowd. It's not like Coachella where literally the crowd is like maybe 20 feet in front of you and you got all these dividers and a line of security and all that stuff, right? It just depends on what venue you're going to, right? So listen, man, a lot of people say, oh, DaBaby, why is he throwing a punch at a fan, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, man, I done seen this happen before, right? So NBA YoungBoy got a $10,000 ring snatched off his finger like a couple months ago, right? Sway Lee went crowd surfing and lost a $100,000 chain in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, right? Trill Sammy, I think somebody grabbed his chain when he was performing in a club, right? So I wouldn't say that this is even a fan, right? Because sometimes cloud chasers, they'll pay, you know, $50, $75 to get a ticket to be in the front row of your show just so they could try to, you know, snatch your chain or get some clout. And when you think about investing in yourself and saying, hey man, I spent $100 for some clout, it ain't a bad investment. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I could see it happening, right? But DaBaby was like, not today, right? So some dude, first of all, everybody was like shaking their cell phones at him, like they wanted him to grab their phone and like, I guess take a selfie or whatever like that. But but some dude was trying to grab DaBaby's chain while he was performing, and he just kind of like, boop, jabbed him and then moved away, right? It's not like DaBaby got into the crowd and started like molly-whopping the person. It's not like, you know, he got a security guard to like jump on him or even throw him out, which would have been justified, but DaBaby kind of just threw a punch at him and just like moved on, you know what I'm saying? Which, can you blame him, really? Like, dude was trying to grab his chain. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. That was T Grizzley, right? And T Grizzley is like one of these dudes, man. So he just dropped a video and a song called Satish or Satish. I don't know how you say it, but it's S-A-T-I-S-H, right? And he's talking about his aunt, right? And this is crazy, yo. First of all, he dropped it yesterday, and the song already streaming, at least on YouTube, has 1.5 million views in one day, right? Which is crazy, but that's because like he hasn't really done any interviews or anything like that since they killed his aunt a couple months ago, right? And so if y'all don't remember, you know, they were sitting in a car, his aunt was in the passenger seat, and somebody just kind of on foot walked up to T Grizzley's vehicle while his aunt was sitting there, shot and killed her, and then ran off, right? His aunt was also his manager too, right? So he was just kind of like doing a song like dedicated to her and kind of talking about her, right? He was saying that like he misses her, he loves her. He was like, you know, I loved you to death. He was like, I still do. He was talking about how he's going to be taking care of her kids now and everything like that. And then he was basically saying like he doesn't know who did it, right? But he knows that they was coming for him. And he just posed a question like, why, if y'all saw my aunt sitting in a car and you knew it wasn't me, that y'all killed her anyway, right? But that means that they was coming out there to kill somebody, you know what I'm saying? And since they didn't see him, they just shot somebody that he was close to or somebody that he loved because they knew that would hurt him too, right? So in the video, ever since then, he's been walking around with like a bulletproof vest on, in an armored Escalade vehicle. He's got like 3 armored security guards around him. Like he's moving around like the president now, right? Just trying to make sure that nobody comes for him, right? Because he was like, you would be silly if you thought that they was really trying to get her, they was trying to get me, right? And I think that's even why he feels a little bit worse, because he says like, yo, I wish I was in that car with you. Like he says something like he stepped out to like go to the bank or something like that, right? And if he was there in the car, then he would have died. And I honestly think that T Grizzley probably wishes that I know that T Grizzley wishes that he could trade his life for hers, and he wishes that he was sitting in the damn car while she was in the bank, you know what I'm saying? Which is just crazy and a huge burden to even bear, right? I kind of feel like I wish that T Grizzley would not, you know, blame himself for this. It's not his fault at all, but you know, somebody that he loves, so like what else is he gonna do, right? He's like, yo, if I find out who you are, you dead, right? He said, for every tear I shed, that's 1,000 on your head, right? He was like, even if it's the mayor, that he is going to come for him and put $1 million on his head, right? It's just crazy, man. Y'all gotta watch it. It's called Satish or Satish, and it's just bugged out. And this is cool because, like I said, right, he hasn't really talked about like what happened or sat down at the Breakfast Club or whatever. And I understand, right? You don't want Charlemagne or Angie Martinez or, you know, Adam 22 or even DJ Vlad just sitting there asking you questions like, so what do you think happened to your aunt? Do you have any idea who you think it was? Like, it's not the time for that, right? And he ain't ready to talk about it, but he's talking about it within his music because I'm sure that's therapeutic for him too, right? Man, it's crazy, yo. Let me know what you think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.